Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Unley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long range weather forecast discussion for August 26th through September 7th. During this period, we have here a ridge over the Eastern Pacific that builds into the west. We also have above normal heights here over eastern Canada, and we have a trough in the central U.S. That remains the pattern for the foreseeable future. And activity increases across the tropics with a couple of tropical waves. I'll get up more on that later, or I'll get into a little bit now on the closest system. Okay, we have this system here has a 90% chance of developing into something tomorrow. And you can see here that over the southeast coast, there is some shear, but it should decrease, and we'll have a tropical system tomorrow. Now, let me get to the models. Now, here's that system here. This will bring heavy rain. It will give heavy rain across the Florida Peninsula through tonight and move northward and northeastward into the Atlantic near the east coast of Central Florida Peninsula on Saturday. After that, the system is expected to move northeastward offshore of the southeast U.S. coast. And we'll go into that. We'll show you that. There it is by Monday. And if this trend continues, a tropical depression is likely formed by Saturday night. And regardless of development, locally heavy rains are possible for the southern and central Gulf Coast, Florida coast. Through the weekend, interest in the Florida Peninsula and the southeast coast should monitor the progress of this system. The low is forecast to be east of the Carolinas by Monday, as I just show you here, and will produce areas of heavy rainfall near or just offshore. The system moves quickly northeast away from the coast later. So this is the GFS. Let me see if I can get the European. Here's the European. We'll go back a little bit. So it looks like most of the activity stays offshore with the system, and then it goes out to the northeast. During this period, we'll have a touch of fall across the north central states next week, with high temperatures in the 60s and 70s across the region. And then hot conditions are forecast from Texas to the Great Basin and the Southwest, with temperatures of 110 degrees or higher across the lower elevations of southern Arizona and southeast California on Monday and Tuesday. And we'll have a frontal boundary that will be moving across the northern states, with moderate to locally heavy rain is expected for the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and association with that front. Now we're going to look at the period for August 27th to September 2nd. Okay, here's the 29th. And an eastern progression of the flows expected, with the eastern Pacific Ridge pushing into push it inland, and the central trough slides to the east, and the eastern Canada Ridge gradually lifts south. And I'll show you that as you look at the models. And we'll scan some of the other models. They're all showing generally the same thing. So for this forecast period, I'm forecasting above normal temperatures for this region here, and I'm forecasting anomalies of 6 to 12 degrees. Above normal, below normal temperatures are forecast here, with anomalies. Oh, I had to back up. We'll have anomalies of 6 to 12 degrees in the west and about 2 degrees above normal here in the southeast. And then we'll have below normal temperatures here into the mid-Atlantic and northeast, with forecast anomalies of 2 to 6 degrees below normal. For precipitation, Calling for below normal precipitation for the western states. The probability of occurrence is 35%. Above normal precipitation is forecast here, with the probability of occurrence is 35 to 45%. Okay, August 3rd to the 7th. I don't know if you can see this here. The models are forecasting gradual flattening of the flow as the ridge kind of lifts out or builds across much of the nation. This trough lifts out to the northeast. We come to the 7th, and then we look at the rest of the models. You see what I'm talking about. Near to above normal heights across the nation, we have this ridge here. So for this forecast period, still forecasting above normal temperatures for the west, and I'm forecasting the probability of occurrence 35%. Excuse me, I have to back up. Above normal temperatures forecast for the west with anomalies of 6 to 12 degrees above normal. Below normal temperatures here with anomalies of 2 degrees below normal. For precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation for parts of the Four Corners in the southeast, and the probability of occurrence 35%. And we have below normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35 to 45%. Okay, now we're going to get to other things in the tropics. Let me see if I can get back to the map. Here's a satellite image of the system that's forecast to form off the southeast coast. And then we have this other system here, and it's located about 1,300 miles from the Windward Islands, and conditions are favorable. The National Hurricane Center gives it a 50% chance of development. And then we'll go back and look at the share of that area, and there is still some share. This is the wind flow here. This is what it increases by, and then the dashed lines is what it decreases. And we're going to be watching this area too over the next couple of days. We have the satellite image, the loop here. So we have this one and this one here.